Yep. Yep. Yeah. 36-33. Fijian Drua beat the Queensland Reds in beautiful island of Fiji. Beautiful beach weather out there. Looks quite hot. Lots of people in the sun. And the Reds look like they had the game won with about 2 minutes to go. Uru getting the turnover penalty at the breakdown right in front of the goal line. Looked like the Reds had this 2 minutes left, tick down the clock, and you think that the Reds would just win this one. That was a pretty good clearance kick as well. It was almost a halfway line out for the Reds. And as they were walking in pretty slowly, looking like they're trying to run down the clock a little bit, I had the feeling that the Reds players were just feeling a bit too relaxed for the occasion. Like they've already won the game. 2 minutes to go, right? A couple of rucks. We got this. Sure enough, they got to the line out. It was a rookie hooker coming off the bench for this one. And they decided to go long. So the referee has been pretty strict the whole game in terms of how straight the ball has to be. If you watch this game, the referee has been way more strict than what we are used to in terms of Super Rugby referees when it comes to adjudicating the ball going straight. And for the whole game, he was warning players, hookers, not taking a step close to their own side of the line out, to take that just a little bit of advantage towards your own side. He's been really strict on that. He's given warnings very early in the game to both teams for that. So knowing that the referee is extremely strict on the quality of the line-out throw, and knowing that he's a rookie out there, they decided to go long. Sure enough, not only this ball was not straight, it was straight up stolen, and it wasn't straight to the red side, it was not straight to the Fijian side, it was stolen. And sure enough, with some Fijian brilliance, the ball was kicked down the field, and the Reds players scrambling back to defend the kick chase was received the yellow card. I think it was Fraser McRae, cynical play at the breakdown. And then Fijian, with about a minute left on the clock, pounded the try line, and big pick and go. Try scored in the last minute of the game. Who was it that scored the try? The big man, Rabitu again gets the try for the Fijian Drua and winning the game. 36 points to 33. They were down by 4 heading into the final try, so they converted that Armstrong with the drop goal. 36.33. Reds once again failed to beat the Honduras in Fiji. And I was I was a little bit disappointed to see the way that he ended. I was, there was a point where Sevu Uru, just before the end as well, look how he turned the ball over, and then he knocked the ball on immediately as he tried to pick the ball up, scoop the ball up, leading to the Fijian Honduras quickly pouncing on the ball to score the final try. And yeah, I just think that, that last line out, the way that the players just walking in casually, not really, in that situation, right? Knowing the referee, knowing it's a rookie, it should just be a straight up 2-ball right out of front, right? Going long was just mind-boggling. It's almost like, yeah, so what? Even if we lose this one, we still wouldn't lose. Sort of had that sort of feel to this. That was the decision feels like to me. How they come to the conclusion to go for that long ball in the line out. And the bench did a really good job for the Reds to come off overall. I thought, don't want to get too harsh on the youngster. I think it's the overall decision of the team. Should have just, really should have kept there was, I think people just switched off a little bit there. Really should have just stayed a little bit more vigilant in some of that little detail in the game. And again, it's a learning process. A lot of the players will come off that and, think about that while they sleep at night. Should we have just gone for the 2-ball? Should we just go for a short ball? And instead of going for that long, loopy, far ball down the back with your new player on the field. And yeah, it is a little bit tough. It is a little bit tough. Tumunga Allen and the bench came off, made an impact for the Reds. The Reds were behind in the second half, and they came and pulled the Reds back in front. Was a really good effort. The Fijian Drua this week played a much more patient game than they did in the previous weeks, which was really, really good. Previous week is almost like, yeah, not sure what we're doing here. Let's just kick the ball away and try to chase it down. A lot more control this week, a lot more patient. A lot of the tries were just building. Fijian is building. We're using their physical bodies to build into fatigue into the opposition. And then, yeah, just pounding themselves over with physical size and speed around the corners as well, and some good offloads follow through for the Endurers to find that success, to find the tries that they really struggled in the last few weeks because of a lack of patience, a lack of maybe game plan, a lack of that I talked about last week, a lack of that leadership to kind of guide the team to stick it to a strategy that's going to pay off for them, right? And I think that this week with Masaki Donge as the tight end prop, as the captain, maybe he manages that, I think, a little bit better than, a lot better than last week, considering they won the match. There was a lot of really good defensive pressure from the Fijian Drua as well when they're on the receiving end, forcing a lot of a lot of mistakes out of the Reds, which is, the Reds really had to bring on the big guns in the second half to actually pull ahead in the contest. And also the Reds, I thought the tackling were too high. That's another issue for the Reds. The Endurers, I know they're big boys that like to do the offload. I understand that the Reds wanted to kind of like go a little bit higher around the chest to kind of prevent the offload. But somebody has to go take the legs down, because the Enduro players were just rumbling, pumping the legs through and then getting over the advantage line. Eventually, you run out of the space to give away, and then a try becomes imminent. So I think the Reds need to work a little bit on that tackling as well. Too many high tackles, a lot of youngsters out there on the field, and I think Fijian Druas, I think the patience, the leadership from Donge was really the difference this week from last week against Monopo Pacifica, and then it was, quite impressive getting the across the line. I think maybe have Valentini at 10 as well. Could have played out for the Druas as well. Maybe Armstrong Vavola, when you're under pressure, tend to maybe, I don't know, I don't want to smack, I don't want to say, I don't want to say making wrong decisions. Maybe Valentini has been more of a steadier player and just, maybe able to control the tempo a little bit better from this week as well, and just giving that more, allowing the team to have more time to build that pressure to lead into some of these beautiful tries we saw today. So yeah, that's my assessment. Let me know your thoughts. Let's have a look at the match stats of the game. 6 tries to 5, 628 run meters to the Reds, 278. So the Endurers had plenty of just taking their time and just did a lot of running, a lot of attacking to get themselves through for that last minute try for the win. 16 turnovers conceded against the Endurers, 13 against the Reds. Both teams having a little bit of issues controlling the game, but considering how many meters the Endurers have ran, they really attacked a lot more than the Reds to concede 16 turnovers. Considering how many attacks how many times they attack with the ball, it's actually probably not as bad as the Reds, to be honest, in terms of retention rate. 108 tackles made for the Endurers, 12 missed tackles, really good defense. The Reds, 184 tackles made, 20 missed tackles, not too bad, but I think the difference is not able to shut down the players before the advantage line was the big issue for the Reds. 11 kicks in play for the Endurers. Nobody wanted to play the kick game at all. The Reds, 13 kicks themselves, so hardly played any kicking there as well. 3 out of 6 for goal kicking for the Endurers. 4 out of 5 for the Reds. A lot more clinical there. Kick from man, 360 kick meters from the Endurers. 434 for the Reds. Considering, I'm sure this will happen later tonight. The Chiefs kicked like 1,200 meters last week. This is really low in terms of the kicking game. We're probably going to see over 1,000 again later this afternoon when the Chiefs are on the field. But yeah, it just shows the style is more of a running rugby for both teams in this match. 2 lineouts lost for the Druas out of 11. 11 lineouts lost. 11 lineouts. 2 lost out of 11 for the Reds as well. I thought the Reds defended better in terms of the maul. The Reds maul was just giving the Druas a lot of problem. So both in terms of the lineout, the more operations, the Reds defended and attacked better when it comes to using the more. 1 scrum loss for the Druas out of 4, 0 out of 5 for the Reds. And finally penalties, 8 for the Endurers, 6 for the Reds and 1 yellow card right at the end. Cynical penalty there. Yeah, that is the story of the match, you know, for in terms of the stats. So yeah, let's have a look at quick recap of some of the tries that was scored for this game. 7 minutes into the game, the Honduras was in the front foot. There's some nice, again, lots of patience, nice out of back play, and suddenly there was a overlap out wide after like building quite a number of phases, and Rakuro goes in for the try. 7 points to 0. 11 minutes into the game, the Reds as well showing some nice, you know, offload, nice working around the tight areas around the rocks. Lachlan Phillips had a nice delay pass to Uru and then popped off to Jock Campbell, who went in for the try. 7 points to 5 for the Reds. I think, yeah, for the Reds. Reds leading 7 points to 5. The first try was actually 5 points to 0. The Drua match, he missed the first conversion. 17 minutes into the game, Wonga, the big man, was just untackable. He just got the ball and ran through a bunch of players like it was easy. It literally looked like an adult running against killed children for some reason. Like nobody was able to tackle him. He actually scored a try as well. So he ran through and then nice little, you know, quick ball off the ground. Kuravoli tried to crash the ball over himself, couldn't get through, and then passed the ball flat to the big boy. Dongate goes in for the try. 10 points to 7. Another missed conversion. 25 minutes into the game. Again, the Drua is building nice and patient. Wonga got the ball on the wing. Just ran through it. Again, shrugged off a defender like he was a child for the try. 15 points to 7. 28 minutes into the game. And Reds coming back. There was a penalty for the Reds. They went for the more. Going to their bread and butter. Asiata gets a try. 15 points to 14. Just before halftime. 35 minutes on the clock. Again, the Reds just nice walking around the corner. Lockie Anderson just got the ball. He kind of like jumped through 2 defenders, got his hands through, and the offload to Uru for the try. 15 points to 19, half-time. Second half, the Honduras came out immediately, got a good kickoff, started building inside the Reds 22. The big number 4 drives through like a basketball player, reaching out for the try. Vosse, he was really tall. He was something like 5 meters short, right? And he still dunked the ball over the try line. That's how long he was. 22 points to 19. 55 minutes in the game. Lots of pick and go. Tuai, again, bumped over a bunch of players, going in for the try. 27 points to 19. Reds tackling too high at this point. 60 minutes into the game. The Reds got a nice little kick behind for a Fijian lineout. And again, the referee was really tight with some of the lineout calls. It was not straight, so Reds got a short arm, tap and go, just big forwards pummeling through, and then Tuamanga Allen winning over for the try. 29 points to 26. 72 minutes into the game, there was another penalty for the Reds. They went for the line out, went for the maul. Really nice platform. And the new guy, Craig, goes in for the try. And then, but I thought this could have been it. The Honduras later on had another chance, 77 minutes. Just pounding inside the Reds 22. Uru gets the turnover. I thought this was over, and so did probably the entire Reds team. And then the lineout throw was botched by the try scorer just before Craig. And then Drua, you know, kicked the ball downfield. Yellow card to Frederick McRae. And then the Uru tap and go. And then Uru knocked the ball on, tried to turn the ball over. And then Ndura player scooped up the loose ball, crashed over for the try. And yeah, a big win for the Honduras. Kind of need this one to try to make their stage of the comeback for a top 6 play. Still a pretty difficult task for the Honduras coming up, but definitely a step towards the right direction. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And have a good one. Cheers.